Appendix of the Joyful Wisdom. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. The Joyful Wisdom by Friedrich Nietzsche, translated by Thomas Common. Poetry rendered by Paul V. Cohen and Maud D. Peter. Appendix. Songs of Prince Free as a Bird. To Goethe. The undecaying is but thy label, God the betraying is poet's fable. Our aims are all thwarted by the world wheel's blind roll. Doom, say the downhearted, sport, say the fool. The world's sport all ruling mingles false with true. The eternal fooling makes us play too. Translator's footnote. This poem is a parody of the Chorus Mysticus, which concludes the second part of Goethe's Faust. Bayard Taylor's translation of the passage in Faust runs as follows. All things transitory, but as symbols are sent, earth's insufficiency here grows to event, the indescribable here it is done, the woman's soul leadeth us upward and on. The Poet's Call. As 'neath a shady tree I sat, after long toil to take my pleasure, I hear a tapping pit-a-pat, beat prettily in rhythmic measure. Though first I scowled, my face set hard, the sound at length my sense entrapping, forced me to speak like any bard, and keep true time unto the tapping. As I made verses, never stopping, each syllable the bird went after, keeping time with dainty hopping, I burst into unmeasured laughter. What, you a poet? You a poet? Can your brains truly so addled be? Yes, yes, good sir, you are a poet, chirped out the pecker, mocking me. What doth me to these words entice? The chance to give some thief a trouncing? A saw, an image? Ha! In a trice my rhyme is on it, swiftly pouncing. All things that creep or crawl, the poet weaves in his word loom cunningly. Yes, yes, good sir, you are a poet, chirped out the pecker, mocking me. Like to an arrow methinks a verse is, see how it quivers, pricks and smarts when shot full straight, no tender mercies, into the reptile's nobler parts. Wretches, you die at the hand of the poet, or stagger like men that have drunk too free. Yes, yes, good sir, you are a poet, chirped out the pecker, mocking me. So they go hurrying, stanzas malign, drunken words with a clattering banging, till the whole company, line on line, all on the rhythmic chain are hanging. Has he really a cruel heart, your poet? Are there fiends who rejoice the slaughter to see? Yes, yes, good sir, you are a poet, chirped out the pecker, mocking me. So you jested me, bird, with your scornful graces? So sore indeed is the plight of my head? And my heart, you say, in yet sorrier cases? Beware, for my wrath is a thing to dread. Yet e'en in the hour of his wrath the poet rhymes you and sings with the self-same glee. Yes, yes, good sir, you are a poet, chirped out the pecker, mocking me. In the South. I swing on the bough and rest my tired limbs in a nest, in the rocking home of a bird, wherein I perch as his guest in the South. I gaze on the ocean asleep, on the purple sail of a boat, on the harbour and tower steep, on the rocks that stand out of the deep in the South. For I could no longer stay, to crawl in slow German way, so I called to the birds, bade the wind lift me up and bear me away to the South. No reasons for me, if you please, their end is too dull and too plain, but a pair of wings and a breeze with courage and health and ease, and games that chase disease from the south. Wise thoughts can move without sound, but I've songs that I can't sing alone, so birdies, pray gather around, and listen to what I've found in the south. You are merry lovers, and false and gay, in frolics and sport you pass the day, whilst in the north I shudder to say, I worshipped a woman, hideous and grey. Her name was Truth, so I heard them say, but I left her there and flew away to the south. Footnote: translated by Miss M.D. Peter, inserted by permission of the editor of The Nation, in which it appeared on April 17th, 1909. End footnote. Beppo the Pious. While beauty in my face is, be piety my care, for God, you know, loves lasses, and more than all, the fair. And if yon hapless monkling is fain with me to live, like many another monkling, God surely will forgive. No grey old priestly devil, but young, with cheeks aflame, who e'en when sick with revel, can jealous be and blame. To greybeards I'm a stranger, and he, too, hates the old. Of God, the world arranger, the wisdom here behold. The church has ken of living, and tests by heart and face, to me she'll be forgiving. Who will not show me grace? I lisp with petty halting, I curtsy, bid good day, and with the fresh defaulting I wash the old away. Praise be this man God's guerdon, who loves all maidens fair, and his own heart can pardon the sin he planted there. While beauty in my face is, with piety I'll stand. When age has killed my graces, let Satan claim my hand. The Boat of Mystery. Yestereve, when all things slept, scarce a breeze to stir the lane, I a restless vigil kept, nor from pillows sleep could gain, nor from poppies, nor, most sure of opiates, a conscience pure. Thoughts of rest I gain forswear, rose and walked along the strand, found, in warm and moonlit air, man and boat upon the sand, drowsy both, and drowsily did the boat put out to sea. Past an hour or two perchance, or a year, then thought and sensed vanished in the engulfing trance of a vast indifference. Fathomless, abysses dread opened, then the vision fled. Morning came, becalmed, the boat rested on the purple flood. What had happened? Every throat shrieked the question. Was there blood? Naught had happened. On the swell we had slumbered, oh, so well. An avowal of love, paren, during which, however, the poet fell into a pit. End paren. O marvel! There he flies, cleaving the sky with wings unmoved. What force impels him, bids him rise? What curb restrains him? Where's his goal, his course? Like stars and time etern he liveth now in heights that life forswore, nor envy's self doth spurn. A lofty flight were't, even to see him soar. O albatross, great bird, speeding me upward ever through the blue, I thought of her, was stirred to tears unending, yea, I love her true. Song of a Theocritian Goatherd. Here I lie, my bowels sore, hosts of bugs advancing, yonder lights and romp and roar. What's that sound? They're dancing. At this instant she so prated, stealthily she met me. Like a faithful dog I've waited, not a sign to greet me. She promised, made the cross sign too. Could her vows be hollow? Or runs she after all that woo, like the goats I follow? Whence your silken gown, my maid? Ah, you'd fain be haughty, yet perchance you've proved a jade with some satyr naughty. Waiting long, the lovelorn rite is filled with rage and poison. Even so on sultry night toadstools grow in foison. Pinching sore in devil's mood, love doth plague my crupper. Truly I can eat no food, farewell, onion supper. Seaward sinks the moon away, the stars are wan and flare not. Dawn approaches, gloomy, grey, let death come, I care not. Souls that lack determination. Souls that lack determination rouse my wrath to white-hot flame. All their glories but vexation, all their praise but self-contempt and shame. Since I baffle their advances, will not clutch their leading string. They would wither me with glances bitter-sweet and hopeless envy sting. Let them with fell curses shiver, curl their lip the livelong day. Seek me as they will, for ever helplessly their eyes will go astray. The Fool's Dilemma. Ah, what I wrote on board and wall with foolish heart, in foolish scrawl, I meant but for their decoration. But you say, fool's abomination, both board and wall require purgation, and let no trace our eyes appall. Well, I will help you as I can, for sponge and broom are my vocation, as critic and as waterman. But when the finished work I scan, I am glad to see each learned owl with wisdom board and wall defoul. Remus Remedium, paren, or a consolation to sick poets, end paren. From thy moist lips, O time, thou which, beslavering me, hour upon hour too slowly drips in vain, I cry, in frenzies fit, a curse upon that yawning pit, a curse upon eternity. The worlds of brass, a fiery bullock deaf to wail, pain's dagger pierces my cuirass, winged, and writes upon my bone, bowels and heart the world hath none, why scourge her sins with anger's flail? Poor poppies now, pour venom, fever on my brain, too long you test my hand and brow, what you ask, what reward is paid? A malediction on you, jade, and your disdain. No, I retract, 'tis cold, I hear the rain importune. Fever, I'll soften, show my tact. Here's gold, a coin, see it gleam. Shall I with blessings on you beam, call you good fortune? The door opes wide, and raindrops on my bed are scattered, the lights blown out, woes multiplied. He that hath not 100 rhymes, I wager on this doldrum times, will see him shattered. My bliss. Once more, Saint Mark, thy pigeons meet my gaze. The square lies still, in slumbering morning mood. In soft, cool air I fashion idle lays, speeding them skyward like a pigeon's brood, and then recall my minions to tie fresh rhymes upon thy willing pinions. My bliss, my bliss. Calm heaven, roof of azure silkiness, guarding with shimmering haze yon house divine. Thee house I love, fear, envy, I confess, and gladly will I suck out thy soul of thine. Should I give back the prize? Ask not great pasture ground for human eyes, my bliss, my bliss. Stern belfry, rising as with lion's leap, share from the soil in easy victory, that fillest the square with peal resounding. Deep, wert thou in French that square's accent aigu? Were I for ages set in earth like thee, I know what silk mesh nets, my bliss, my bliss. Hence, music, first let darker shadows come and grow and merge into brown, mellow night. 'Tis early for your pealing, ere the domes sparkle in roseate glory, gold bedelight. While yet 'tis day, there's time for strolling, lonely muttering, forging rhyme, my bliss, my bliss. Columbus redivivus. Thither I'll travel, that's my notion. I trust myself, my grip, where opens wide and blue the ocean, I ply my Genoa ship. New things on new the world unfolds to me. Time, space with noonday die. Alone thy monstrous eye beholds me, awful infinity. Sils Maria. Here sat I waiting, waiting, but for naught. Beyond all good and evil, now by light wrought to joy, now by dark shadows, all was leisure, all lake, all noon, all time sans aim, sans measure. Then one dear friend was swiftly changed to twain, and Zarathustra left my teeming brain. A dancing song to the mistral wind, wildly rushing, clouds outleaping, care destroying, heaven sweeping, mistral wind, thou art my friend. Surely 'twas one womb did bear us, surely 'twas one fate did pair us, fellows for a common end. From the crags I gaily greet you, running fast I come to meet you, dancing while you pipe and sing, how you bound across the ocean, unimpeded, free in motion, swifter than with boat or wing. Through my dreams your whistle sounded, down the rocky stairs I bounded to the golden ocean wall, saw you hasten swift and glorious, like a river, strong, victorious, tumbling in a waterfall. Saw you rushing over heaven with your steeds so wildly driven, saw the car in which you flew, saw the lash that wheeled and quivered, while the hand that held it shivered, urging on the steeds anew. Saw you from the chariot swinging, so that swifter downward springing like an arrow you might go straight down into deep abysses, as a sunbeam falls and kisses roses in the morning glow. Dance, oh, dance on all the edges, wave crests, cliffs and mountain ledges, ever finding dances new. Let our knowledge be our gladness, let our art be sport and madness, all that's joyful shall be true. Let us snatch from every bower, as we pass, the fairest flower, with some leaves to make a crown. Then, like minstrels gaily dancing, saint and witch together prancing, let us foot it up and down. Those who come must move as quickly as the wind, we'll have no sickly, crippled, withered in our crew. Off with hypocrites and preachers, proper folk and prosy teachers, sweep them from our heaven blue. Sweep away all sad grimaces, whirl the dust into the faces of the dismal sick and cold. Hunt them from our breezy places, not for them the wind that braces, but for men of visage bold. Off with those who spoil earth's gladness, blow away all clouds of sadness, till our heaven clear we see, Let me hold thy hand, best fellow, tell my joy like tempest bellow, freest thou of spirits free. When thou partest, take a token of the joy thou hast awoken. Take our wreath and fling it far, toss it up and catch it never, whirl it on before thee ever, till it reach the furthest star. Footnote. Translated by Miss M.D. Peter. Inserted by permission of the editor of The Nation, in which it appeared on May the 15th, 1909. End footnote. End of Appendix. Songs of Prince Free as a Bird. Recording by Tim Sherman Chase. Website sheRman-chase.org.uk. End of The Joyful Wisdom by Friedrich Nietzsche. Translated by Thomas Common. Poetry rendered by Paul V. Cohen and Maud D. Peter.